All right, hello. I wanted to do a quick video because I have been having a few thoughts and I wanted to talk about what I've been reading recently. And I need to fix something real quick. And it's stupid and live, so I can't edit because my recording software is on the fritz. So if any of you know any good webcam audio recording software, let me know because I've tried 3 now and they keep breaking on me. Also, for those who have complained about my audio, mostly thank you, Mercy's little show, for letting me know that my audio was borked, especially when I got the new camera. The new camera is nice, 1080p. The audio on it sucks. So I went and got this contraption going on. Cheap microphone, pop filter. Hopefully it's better. If it's not working, let me know. There's a few things I can try to do to adjust it. If not, I'm going to shoot myself because the setup isn't working. Yeah. So that's the technical end of what I'm trying to do, because new setup, new OS, new webcam, new mic, it's all in flux. And really, I heard from a few people that they were afraid to comment, they were afraid to say anything critical. Honestly, if the audio is bad, it's really hard for me to judge that, because I do listen to stuff at least a little bit after I post it every now and again to make sure things are working okay. And I knew the video was borked, which is why I wanted to get the new camera from before. So I'm especially if it's technical, that's not on me. Also, if there's something on me you want to say, let me know. Just don't be a complete ass about it. So there's that end of that. I just plowed through Deadpoool, the new run thus far. I think maybe I'm in a shoe behind. I don't want to dig into too much of this. Mostly, I haven't heard anyone really talking about it, but I picked this up because I love Deadpool. You guys know I love Deadpool, and I was figuring maybe I'd toss this up for Daredevil because I haven't been really enjoying that so much. This sucks. It's thin on dialogue. It's going back to kind of the way Way used to write it. There's a few random things. It's a bit more creative, energetic. It's a little faster paced than when Way was writing, but it's just kind of haphazard. There's some things that are supposed to be humorous, but they're not jokes. There's things about Deadpool's character that from a ton of different writers handling it, I know things are going to be consistent, but there are aspects that I liked about Deadpool that are completely gone. There's a lot of in here with him having his mask off. I really wish that they go back to him thinking of the mask as his face and not wanting anyone to see the burned, horrible, scarred body. That made sense. It worked. That's gone. Now they're playing Deadpool's made it and he's a hero, and they kind of touch on that. They don't really explain why. I guess it was part of Secret Wars, but for all the reaccounting and flashbacks comics do, this is a time where it was warranted and they didn't. They start you off, and there's a series of little known Merc characters from the past of Marvel lore that I know about barely, and I imagine to not even the average reader, but anyone who's just not versed on that side of Marvel lore would be completely lost. And it doesn't even matter. They bring in Solo, but he doesn't have his teleporting or any of his weird military background. He's just a merc, so what's the point? They have Foot Killer, but they bring up Death, as in Death Junior. I don't know. It was kind of odd. There's a few other guys they bring in. Stingray, I believe he was a Captain America villain or some such, and few others, but I was hoping they'd bring in some others, Taskmaster, stuff like that, but they don't. They lately bring in Preston, her family, but not really, and that's from the most recent run. So we get Dugan continuing through. It's just odd again that we have Dugan, who's this comedian, and he's not writing punchlines for what should have been the humorous parts of jokes in this. And with the dialogue being so thin, it feels odd because there's action sequences with maybe a little bit of dialogue, but not a lot. And that's part of what made a Deadpool comic work, is the action and this constant banter, like throwing the opponent off and poking fun at them, kind of aggravating them. That was fun to read, but also played to his character, and part of the reason why he was so interesting. I mean, at the end of the day, they could have played up some different things, because on a lot of smaller levels, Deadpool is a master manipulator, especially in the moment. And they're just kind of making him off to be a goof. And when Deadpool's written right, there's the comedy angle, sure, and the action adventure, all that, all the good Marvel comic fun stuff, but from the other angle. But also there's an edge, and that's what's really the problem with this. And reading this, I couldn't help but kind of analyze where it's coming from. Dugan's a comedian, but he's kind of a soft comedian, kind of has weird storyish but jokey kind of bits, but it's kind of a self-pitying kind of Jew comic kind of angle from New York, that whole thing, which was bigger, a generation or two back, especially in comedy. If you want to call racism for me on that, fine, but that was definitely a thing in comedy, back a while. And Deadpool requires a certain comedy that comes from being able to find funny in the dark places of humanity. And they kind of try to talk about the dark side of humanity here. There's some stuff with, someone beating his wife, someone taking advantage of immigrants and forcing them out of housing so they can do condominiums and stuff. Like, there's some of this like real city stuff that's interesting ideas, but not being able to find any comedy there and being like, this is the serious side of it, this isn't the title for that. This isn't where you do that without having the right kind of comedy. You need like a Bill Hicks sensibility, Christopher Titus, or, someone who's able to find that click. And it's not here. This is a weak comic, and for what they're selling, I don't even want to get into the money thing. This isn't worth your time flipping through the pages. Also, as a comic, the artistry, the layout is borked. There's times where, the comics, the way it should be, I think most of the time, left, right, left, right, left, right. There's certain times when the pages go across the spread of the pages, but there's nothing to indicate that. The art isn't there, and it made me misread and have to reread pages sometimes for bizarre continuity. And I realized when I was rereading it, you kind of piece it together, and it didn't really matter that much. It was just kind of a flow of conversation that was off. The action isn't here. It's a hot mess. They're going to this Deadpool 2099 thing, and I think they're doing a big anniversary thing. If they're doing it like they have in the past, where they're bringing back other writers and whatnot, I might be interested. Also, there's a Colin Bunn Deadpool secondary series starting, I guess, which I'm interested in, because his Deadpool in the past has been a step above. Not my favorite of all time, but worthwhile. And this needs to go. Dugan's done. He's not churning out good work, so why are they keeping him on? I don't understand. There's no way you can approach this comic and not find it lacking in the area that you're hoping it would come out most from. Even if you're in for the goofy meme-esque humor that Deadpool's known for across con culture and whatnot, that's not there either. I mean, thank God for that, but I mean, that's not even there. It's not even appealing to the young crowd. And I hate to just get on here and just trash a book. That's not what I was doing. I really was reading this because I needed a good, solid Marvel comic. I just needed one, and I needed it to be one of my guys. And there's really only a few. One of them's MIA, one of them's Spider-Man, one of them's Deadpool. And here we are. I've also been picking up the Deadpool cable mini. I'm gonna read those. Hopefully they're better. I know they're better. They have to be better. They're Nikeza. It has to be better. And I know I'm putting it on the writer here, but like I said, the layout's there. The art is fine from a figure drawing standpoint as far as layout, storytelling, and all that. I don't know, no hard knocks there, but nothing great happening. But you can't expect an artist to do much with a script that's lackluster. You can't add texture to something that's really flat. So, blah. Hopefully this works. Hopefully you guys can hear me well enough. Please, I'm more interested actually in that than the Deadpool thing right now. Yeah. Catch you all soon with another comic review, and hopefully I can get some of this freaking hardware working.